Hi everyone, welcome to week 2 of Global Read Aloud. I'm Kelly Yang and I'm the author of Front Desk and I'm here to answer more of your questions. I put all of your questions in this tip jar, so we're gonna get started. You guys ready? Okay, let's see. The first question is, do you ever make saltine burgers? This question is from Rye Elementary School in New Hampshire. Do I ever make saltine burgers? And the answer is no, I don't, but I make these burgers where I put carrots and other vegetables in the ground beef. And I do that for my kids so that they can eat vegetables. Shh, don't tell them. Okay, question 2. And actually they taste just the same. They taste really good. Second question is, did you ever go to Disneyland? And this question is from the St. Rose School in New York. And the answer is yes, I finally went to Disneyland. I can't remember how old I was. I think it was like not until I was maybe 10 or, no, maybe when I was like 12, I finally went to Disneyland. Because Disneyland had this program where if you were in a local marching band at school, if you were in a school locally and your school had a marching band, you guys could go and perform at Disneyland and you get to go for free. So I finally went as part of that program and I remember I played the flute. And I was very excited. Okay, question 3. Did you ever find the special penny? From Bozeman, this is from Bozeman, Montana, Bozeman School District. And the answer is no, I never found the special penny. I wish I had though, and my parents are still looking for it. Every time they're in the grocery store and they get change, the first thing they do is look at the penny. It's pretty funny. But no, I have not found it yet. But you guys could look for it too, and maybe you'll find it. Okay, another question is, how did you come up with the characters' names? Wow, this is such a great question. It's from the Evergreen Country Day School. And the answer is, I have such a hard time coming up with the characters' names because I have this rule, which is that I try really hard not to name characters after people I know. Because if I name them like my kids' names or my friends' names or something, it's always going to color the way I think of them. It's always going to influence me because I'll start writing about, you know, Jason and I'll start thinking about the real Jason and then the two will just start merging. So I have to look through name books, literally like babynames.com, and I'll scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll before I finally find the perfect name. And I'll spend hours doing this. Oh, it is like the most inefficient way to do it, but it is really important to me that I keep the characters removed from my real life so that my real life doesn't influence these guys too much. And so I spend a lot of time finding the perfect name. Okay. Next question. Next question is, ooh, this is an interesting question. Why do people have to be racist? This question is from the Kanzik Institute in Canada. Why do people have to be racist? What a great question. And my answer is, they don't. They don't have to be racist, right? And what Front Desk is trying to teach us and tell us through this book is that you see that even though we may come from all different backgrounds and all different walks of life, we're really kind of very similar inside. We all have the same hopes and dreams and fears. So my answer to this question is, you absolutely do not need to be racist. Often when we're going through hard times, the first instinct is to exclude, but Front Desk shows you what can happen when you include. All right, so great question. Okay, next question. How did you get the idea of Uncle Ming paying with coupons? This question is from the Korea International School in South Korea. That's a great question. A lot of the immigrant stories that you'll hear from the book that are weaved in came from real life. It came from my parents or my parents' friends or friends of friends. They're all stories that were sort of passed along, passed down, and you know, I heard them growing up and they always stayed with me because they were so real and such a part of our life back then. Just like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna eat? How are we gonna buy things at the grocery store? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get in line and like not be treated differently because we look differently? These are the stories that I grew up hearing, so I weave them into Front Desk. Okay, next question. we have time for maybe a couple more. This question is, what was your favorite thing to do at the motel? This one is from Nova Scotia in Canada. My favorite thing to do at the motel was definitely changing the vending machines, because I love changing the vending machines and getting free sodas. I also loved getting all the coins. And of course, when I got the coins, you know what I did. I'd look and see if any of them were a lucky penny. And even though I didn't find the lucky penny, I definitely found a lot of sort of valuable pennies and valuable quarters, and I put them in like my special coin collection and so on. So I love that about the vending machines. Okay, final question, you guys. Final question is, what parts are real? This is the million-dollar question for front desk. I get this all the time. People always want to know which parts were real and which parts are fiction. Well, I can tell you that front desk was inspired by my childhood, but it is a work of fiction. And I'm not going to go into exactly which parts are real and exactly which parts were made up, but you should know that about 60–70% of the book is real, and then the rest is fiction. So I'll leave it up to your imagination to try to figure out which ones were real, which parts were real, and which parts were made up. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great next week for Global Read Aloud, and keep sending me your questions. Thank you, bye.